That's the sound of a big deal. At Wayfair, that sound happens a lot. Dream sofa for half the price? Big deal. New dining table you've been eyeing for months? Big deal. Finally picking up those last few pieces and finishing that bedroom? Now that's a really big deal. Whatever your home needs, Wayfair has the selection, the savings, and over millions of 5-star reviews to back it up. Shop Wayfair.com today before someone else snags your big deal.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Well, hello again, my Dark Horse friends and family. Welcome back to your daily dose of Change My Life in 15 minutes or less learning. Me? Well, as you know, I'm your Dark Horse host, Tracy Brinkman, and you are infinitely more important. You are that driven entrepreneur or business owner, and you are here because you're ready to start, restart, kickstart, or just start leveling up with some great marketing, personal, or business tips and results to build that beautiful business of yours into the empire it absolutely deserves to be. And that's why I'm here hitting you with another daily success episode on the Dark Horse Entrepreneur as we dive deep into success with actionable advice, tips, and steps designed to help you level up your game, because we already know there's no shortcut to success except for taking those little steps towards your goal every single day. All right, we talked about, I teased you the other day with PMA and I made you wait, right? And why positive mental attitude? Was one of the things in your entire world that you can truly have complete control over? I mean, you are really the master of this domain. That domain? Yep, that's your attitude. You've heard me talk about this in some of the previous episodes and how important it is. And we all get shit that happens in our life, right? There's no other better way to say it, right? Good shit, bad shit, really bad shit happens in our world. It just, right? And each and every time we truly have the choice on how to respond to all this shit, right? All this stuff that happens. We have the choice to focus on only the negative on any given situation, or we can pay attention to the positive. You know what I'm talking about here, right? You've fallen prey to it. I've fallen prey to it. Now, maybe you don't always focus on just the negative. Maybe it's that guy or gal over there. Yeah, that one right over there. Well, if that's the case, this episode's for them. But you might want to hang out and listen because, maybe you can help them along the way, right? Now, here's the cool thing. A positive mental attitude, or some folks call it a PMA, is really something anyone, absolutely anyone, can take on with a little practice. And whoa, let me tell you, the benefits of a positive mental attitude are, oh my God, like innumerable. Now, according to all the successful people that I've either read in books, seen on stages, or even talked to and interviewed personally, most of them attribute a positive mental attitude as to being the key to their success. And when I say most, I'm talking like 9 out of 10 kind of situation. And I think one of the big reasons for that is a positive mental attitude will enable you to see benefits and opportunities in all situations, good and bad, right? Versus just the setbacks and the problems, and of course, just seeing the bad. Now, I'm not saying I want you to ignore the downsides in situations, but rather to take an honest look at all the upsides so that you can leverage them to your advantage in, your life, your business, your relationship, whatever it might be. And here's another cool thing about it is when you have a positive mental attitude, it's going to flip around the thought processes going on in your head, right? It's going to change that mental thought process to asking, how can I get this done? Right? And enjoy the process. How can I get this done and enjoy the process versus what a lot of people are saying is, oh my God, it's too hard. I don't have the skills. I can't do this. It can't be done. right? See, asking questions like, how can I get this done and enjoy the process, is one of the ways that the positive mental attitude is the driving force behind persistence and perseverance and all those successful people I was just talking about. See, anyone's key factor to anyone's success is positive mental attitude, persistence, and perseverance. And they all work together. Now, some will say, and I can probably get on board with this, that something, right, isn't really good or bad. Any one thing isn't really good or bad, but it's rather our perception that makes it good or bad. Now, I don't want to get off on a debate of extremes on this topic, because obviously debating on extremes is really a poor debate. All right, I'm sorry. Let me get back on topic. Some believe that not everything is good or bad, but rather it's our perception that makes it good or bad, right? That it's not good or bad, that there's only balance, right? What do you think, right? Do you think that it's true at some core level that things aren't really good or bad, they're just balanced? Whether you believe that to be true or not, I think it is really hard to debate that our perception, right, and our attitude has really so much to do with how we view the world. We can agree on that, right? Yeah, I think you're right. I think we can. So it's not like something that happened in your world is completely good or bad, but how you're looking at it really determines how good or bad it is in your perception. Does that make sense? Okay, so go ahead and decide right now, to adopt a positive mental attitude. Yeah, you can do that. You can choose. And then, see, here's the thing. Shortly after adopting this positive mental attitude, you'll start to find opportunities, successes, and quote unquote good luck materializing in your world that you might not have previously experienced, right? Now, some would say, well, why would that happen? I think it's really kind of housed in that universal principle that like attracts like. Having a positive mental attitude, you could say, is like a snowball, right? You starts off small, you start rolling it more, the snow starts sticking to it, right? And once you get that bad boy rolling, it builds and it grows stronger with each positive event in your life, right? Now, mind you, same thing happens on the negative side, right? You can have a negative attitude and build that same snowball effect. But here's the question. Which snowball would you rather have rolling alongside you in life? Right? That awesome, shiny, silvery white, glistening snowball of success that comes with a positive mental attitude? Or the dark, muddy, speckled, dank, stanky, everything's harder to get done and I can't seem to get a break snowball? Yeah. Okay, I might have been a little bit leading in that, but you get what I'm saying, right? I know. Okay. You've sold me on the benefits. You sold me on it, Tracy. Let's take a second here and look at the benefits of a positive mental attitude. Well, gosh, I don't have that kind of time, because the benefits of a positive mental attitude go on and on and on. But I think one of the most compelling reasons for adopting a positive mental attitude is the attractiveness of your personality. Every person you've met, come on, you got to agree with me here, and every person I've met that has a positive mental attitude, they beam this beauty from inside, right? Doesn't matter how they look on the outside. It really doesn't matter how they look on the outside either way, does it? But how many people have we known where you're like, God, that person is handsome, or that person is beautiful, and then someone else says, oh my God, yeah, and they're pretty on the inside too, right? That positive mental attitude just projects out to the world, right? So you want to be pretty on the inside? Positive mental attitude is going to help you project that beauty from the inside. And, on the flip side, I think most people don't really want to hang around with negative people. Of course, unless they're negative as well, right? You've seen those cliques of people. See, your positive mental attitude is going to show in everything that you do, in everything that you say, whether it's a casual conversation or a deep, intimate conversation, right? It's going to show in everything you do, in your performance at home, on the field, even at work. So really, all that's to say is that a positive mental attitude will help you in anything, I say again, anything that you do, from increasing your income, growing your business, getting a job, getting promoted, and even strengthening your relationships. Okay, so now, have I sold you yet? I mean, the question becomes, with all those kind of amazing benefits, which would you rather have, right? A negative attitude or a positive one? Now, okay. I get it, Tracy. You sold me, right? How do I develop a positive mental attitude? Well, I think developing a positive mental attitude isn't difficult, but it can take a little practice, right? It's like I was saying in a previous episode. All these amazing things we want to have or do can be done, but they take some practice. So let me drop in a few suggestions here for you on how to build an amazing positive mental attitude. Number one, go back and honestly take a look at every event in your life that has a negative connotation to it and look for the positive within it. Write down all the positive things that have come out of that quote unquote negative event or situation. And I say do this. I've done this, right? You've heard the stories I've told of some of the big, quote unquote negative, big impacting events in my life. And I've shared those stories here a number of times. They're, at the time they were negative, but I'm able to find the positive by going back and looking at things and, with a different perspective, finding the silver lining on the dark clouds, so to speak. So sit back, right? Sit down, write down all the positive things you can think that you could learn from or have come out of quote unquote negative events that have come out of your life. And then keep writing until that list of positive is at least as long as the list of negatives that you may have. And ladies and gentlemen, I would tell you, if you can get it to be longer, it's going to start having some magical effects and make a magical difference in life. It's going to change your perception of some of the things that have happened to you in the past. Number two, surround yourself with positive people. One of the key things to remember is that being negative, you know what? It's far more contagious than the common cold, probably even more contagious than COVID. Yeah, no, it is more contagious than COVID, and it spreads like the wildfires that we saw burning out there on the West Coast. So it's the best bet just to stay out of its path. Now, I'm not saying completely ditch those important people in your life, but if they are leaning more towards that negative side, then you're going to have to turn up that positive volume when you're around them. And you'll probably find that positively will start rubbing off on them. But for the rest of those in the world, spend more time with positive people and far less with those you find to be negative. That includes offline and online. Number three, let's read and listen to positive and inspirational material, like this podcast, right? I mean, the list is nearly endless. Bookstores, okay, maybe not bookstores, Amazon, Audible, and podcasts, wherever you can find some inspirational and motivational material that will help spur your positive mental attitude. Number four, this is mine personally. Avoid the morning news and avoid the news right before bedtime. You see, to me, the news has seriously become this purveyor of, if it bleeds, it leads mentality, and often can be very morbid and depressing, right? Instead, go back to number three. Start your day with things and people that you find motivating and inspiring, music, books, conversations, even if it's a conversation with yourself. Now, don't be devoid of the news. You can go out there and search the news that you find important to you, but you don't have to burn, a couple hours in the morning or in the evening, letting the news just tell you what it wants you to hear. Now, you're going to stumble, you're going to fumble, you're going to trip, you're going to fall, you're going to face plant. And when I'm saying all that, I mean, you're going to catch yourself thinking negatively. When that happens, stop, pause, breathe, go back and do everything in the first suggestion, right? Review the event that you were just thinking negatively about and start writing down some things, or at least consciously think of some things that you can find positive about it, okay? All right. Now, armed with this new positive attitude and with it rocking alongside of you during your endeavors, be they business and personal or relationship or even spiritual, you'll find an amazing number of opportunities are going to present themselves, and it's going to improve your quality of life and the life of those around you. Positive mental attitude is going to bring you one step closer to the success you desire and deserve. All right, there you have it. PMA, right? 101. Tomorrow, we're going to chat about Pareto's principle. You know, that 80-20 rule we've all heard so many times, and why it applies to everything, everywhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my dark horse friends and family, you get out there, run your race, get your results, and let me hear about them. Till tomorrow, think successfully and take action.